Today we're going to be doing an oil change on a Toyota Sienna. This is the 3.5 liter V6 engine. The first thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and get the front of the car off the ground and onto some jack stands. So go ahead and lift up the two front wheels. I'll show you where the jack point is, and then we'll go ahead and get under the car, drain the old oil, put some new oil back in, and get this car back on the road. So let's get into it. Okay, to jack this car up, the front jack point is right here. You can see that little metal piece with the sort of dimple and a hole in it right there. That's where you're going to place your jack stand. Using a hockey puck's a good idea too, but this will be a little bit easier to see once I get the car off the ground. So let's get it lifted up. We've got the car off the ground and onto two jack stands. Now, before we get under, we want to make sure that it's absolutely safe to do so. So we want to go ahead and push on the car in a few different directions, make sure it's not going to fall off the jack stands. It's also a really good idea to keep the jack under the front jack point, just with a little bit of pressure on it, to make sure that it's not, if the jack stands were to fail, there's something there to catch the car before it'd fall on you, which obviously would not be good. So go ahead and double check that your jack stands, wheel chocks, and jack are all where they need to be. Once you feel safe getting into the car, let's go ahead and drain out the old oil. Make sure that your park brake is engaged before you start lifting the car, and obviously before you get under it, you want to make sure that the car is not going to roll anywhere. So park brake engaged, wheels chalked off, both front and rear of the back wheels, jack stand firmly placed under the pinch weld, which is the correct place to put your jack stand on this vehicle. And then here you can see the proper front lift point for this car. I'm going to go ahead and leave my floor jack underneath it, just in order to make sure that if anything were to fail, I would have a little bit of a fail-safe in order to get away from the car before it fell on me. First thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and loosen off the drain bolt here. This is going to be a 14 millimeter, so just go ahead and crack that loose, like so, and then slide your drain pan underneath and catch all the old oil. All right, and then we're just gonna go ahead and let that drain out. All right, now we can go ahead and put a new crush washer onto our drain plug. And now that it's down to a dribble, we can go ahead and replace the drain plug. Finger tight first. Get that nice and clean. And then we're gonna torque it down to anywhere between 25 and 30 foot-pounds. I'm doing 29 because that's what I found in some owner manuals for this engine in other cars. So 29 foot-pounds, just like that. All right, now we can go ahead and remove the oil filter housing. Now, Toyota has a smart little thing here where there's essentially a spot here where you can fit a 3/8 ratchet or an extension, and you can essentially drain the filter housing before you actually take the filter out, and that saves you a little bit of mess. So you can go ahead and use an extension and just open this guy up, like so. There you go. And you should get a little bit of oil coming out of there. Okay, small mistake I made here. There's actually a little tool that comes with the oil filter for these engines that you then insert into the hole that's left here after opening this cap, and it'll drain out all the oil from the oil filter housing. I was not aware of that. It was the first time doing the oil change on this car, so I omitted that from the video, but you will find it inside your oil filter package, and you basically just push it in to this open hole right here, and it'll drain out the oil, and then you can remove the oil filter housing the rest of the way. So excuse the inaccuracy, but hopefully that helps you out. So let that drain out. Okay, and then once that is sufficiently drained, we can go ahead and reinstall this little cap right here. Like that. Okay. All right. Go ahead and thread that off. There's still going to be a little bit of oil in there, so let that drain. All right, so now we can go ahead and replace the oil filter. Now, I did notice I was doing one thing wrong, or I realized this. When you open up this bottom drain cap, you need to use this included little drain tool that comes with the new filter. You slide it in there, and that'll allow it to actually drain. I wasn't getting all the oil out, and I realized it's because I wasn't using this. So make sure you do this. I did not do it correctly, but again, you slide this in, and it will drain out all the old oil, and it will come with the new oil filter. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and remove the old filter. Just pull it up like so, and set that to the side. We're gonna get a rag, and we're just going to clean out as much of the old oil as we can from the filter housing. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take off this old O-ring here, and we're just gonna use a pick to slide it up and over the threads like so. In our new oil filter box, we obviously are going to have the new filter, but we're also going to get new O-rings. So this big one is for the oil filter housing. Now I like to get a little bit of oil. You can use the old oil or new oil, doesn't really matter, and just lube up this O-ring. It's going to help it seal better. And then go ahead and slide that over and make sure it's not caught on anything. Make sure it's not twisted. And again, before we install, we want to make sure that the outside has a little thin layer of oil on it. This O-ring here is going to be for this bottom part for the drain. If you didn't open it, then you don't need to replace it. But since I did open it, I am going to replace it. So once I put this back in the car, I'm going to open this up and I'll replace this this gasket as well too, this O-ring. Take our new filter, and it's just going to slide down like so. So just gonna go ahead and clean off the housing here on the engine side. And then we can go ahead and first just using our hands, thread this on, make sure it's not cross-threading. We can take our oil filter wrench and we can snug this up the rest of the way. It doesn't need to be on super Hulk tight, just kind of till it's snug and not going anywhere. I'm just gonna open this up again. And right here we have the O-ring, so we're just gonna use our pick and we're gonna pull that out. We'll take the new O-ring with a little bit of oil on it, just reinstall it in that groove like so, just like that. And again, if you were draining it, you would use this little tool right here. You just slide this in. There you go. You would just slide that in like so, and then that would allow the oil to actually drain out because it would relieve the pressure on it. Again, I didn't do that, so make sure you learn from my mistakes, and then you would just pull this out when you're done. There we go. All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and drop the car back onto the ground. Obviously, don't turn it on. We have no oil in it. We're gonna refill the oil, and then we'll be all done. Now we can go ahead and refill the engine. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the fill cap here. And then we'll place our funnel like so. Now we can go ahead and refill the car. You're gonna need about 6.5 quarts of 0W20 oil. I like to use the best stuff I can afford. I'm using Valvoline Advanced Full Synthetic, which I've had good luck with on my other cars. So let's go ahead and put about 6.5 quarts of oil into this engine. Okay, now that we have about 5 quarts of oil in, I'm just gonna check the dipstick just to see if we're anywhere near where we need to be. So I'm gonna check it, and it looks like we are maybe just barely starting to touch the dipstick. And so we need to get about another, usually the distance between the lowest to the highest mark is gonna be about a quart. So I'm gonna put a little bit under a quart in and then check again and see where we're at. Okay, so I've got the oil at the correct level on the dipstick. I'm gonna go ahead and remove my funnel and replace the drain cap, oil cap. Now we're gonna go ahead and turn the car on, and some oil is gonna get sucked up into the filter, and oil is gonna sort of move throughout the system. And so it's a good idea to let the car run for just a minute or two, double check your engine level, your oil level with the dipstick. If you need to add any oil, go ahead and do that. But otherwise, we should be good to go. How to reset the maintenance required light on a Toyota Sienna. So the first thing to do is with the car on, or not the engine on, but the car on, you want to set the odometer, press the odometer button here to the left until you get to trip A. Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and turn the car off. So if you have a key car, just turn the key to off or press the button. Then you're going to press and hold the odometer button while you turn the car back to the on position. Okay, again, you're turning it on, you're not actually turning the engine on. So we're gonna hold down the button, turn it to on, okay? If you have a button start car, then you're just going to press the button twice without pressing on the brake. So if you have a key, just turn the key. If you have a button, press twice without touching the brake. So hold down the odometer button, turn the car to on, and then you should see this flash 000. All the dashes are gonna go away, 000, let go, and now your maintenance required light is turned off. Job done.